This is the epicenter of audio frequency entertainment.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Can't get enough of it.
Oh, yeah. You guys are the best.
Heffron and Reep.
I love you, love you, love you.
The Heffron and Reep Show.
All right, hold up, John Reep. I'm ready to start the show, but I want to hit some buttons first, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like buttons.
You are about to listen to the Heffron and Reep podcast. When you're done, you can relax and enjoy the rest of your day. And as a reminder, don't forget to stretch and cool down when it's over. Here we go.
You're about to listen to the Heffron and Reep show. If there's one thing you should do, you should let your life
go. It shouldn't have stopped right there, but it just did. So let me just...
You're about to listen to the Heffron and Reep show. If there's one thing you should do, you should let your laughs go. You may have had a hard day, or even a tough year, but you don't need to worry, because Heffron and Reep are here. So tune on in as you surf the web, unless you're browsing for porn, cause that would be weird.
And smoothly into this. You know what? I had it all set up, dude. I had it all set up, and everything I did was for naught, John Reep.
Oh, dude, I wish I could see what you're looking at.
Oh, no, hold on. Here we go. So just, hey, everybody, what, you guys smell burning popcorn? No? Okay, then let me keep going.
One more drop.
You're listening to Heffron and Reep, the show formerly known as Last Podcasting.
I guess the guys didn't want their identity tied to something they did like 100 years ago, so now it's Heffron and Reep. But if you ask me, it sounds like a small market morning show.
And now, here they are, Heffron and Reep.
I think we could do small market radio.
Song,
it's a good song. I saw them in concert. When I heard all these bits, I found an old iPad that had all these bits, but on the cart machine. Anyway, it's literally one of the first iPads. And I heard all these bits. And then the small market made me think of, I think it'd be kind of cool to do radio, like real radio. Even though I don't even know if that industry is still there. You know, I don't know if anybody listens to real radio anymore. I guess.
Right.
Do you?
Yeah, it's very
do you ever?
Rare. No, when I get in my car and I start it, I get mad that the radio will automatically switch from Sirius XM to like
90
FM AM. Like
yeah.
it just does it automatically. And I get in the car and I'm like, what? It's always a commercial.
Yeah.
Every time that it ends up on a random radio station, I have to switch back to Sirius XM or something on my phone. But I don't listen to the radio.
You got to think that, well, I mean, they still have an industry, but that water's got to be up to their nose. There's like 3 morning shows. Remember doing morning radio, having to get up and do that? That seems like 10 years ago.
You
right?
got Bob and Tom. You got Bob and Tom, John Boy and Billy, Rick and Bubba. Those are three that I know in the South that are still hanging. John Boy and Billy. Did I say that one?
Oh, yeah.
You probably know some out there in the Northeast that I don't know about.
Yeah, there's like Mike Kelta in Tampa.
Oh yeah, he's a big one.
There's a bunch of guys that I forget that are still there. That some cities you go to and you're like, oh right. Yes, you guys still have jobs.
Yeah, it's like thank God that I can get on your station and maybe sell 5 more tickets.
I know, right? So then I was thinking, I found this. I don't know what we used this for on our show we did 10 years ago, but this, like, listen to this song. Do you hear this song? Everybody, it's Cozy 106.7. It's Heffron and Reep with your afternoon delight. Later, we'll be at the Wine and Sip on Saturday from 7 to 9. Here's Tender Love. And then when the song would play... Oh, you can?
Yeah.
I can't turn it up any... Oh, yeah.
There it is.
It's a violin of Tender Love.
Oh, tender love.
laying on your side.
Is it the one love so tender, holding me close to you?
Baby, I
surrender.
Oh my. On the phone.
Yeah, I know that one. That's like a good slow dance song.
I surrender. We should do that. My glasses are fogged up.
That song is bringing something back to you.
I know, right? It's okay. Random side note. I don't even slow dance. Why do you even think about this? Did you ever see something kind of wonderful with Eric? Okay, sorry, I'm all over the place, but I made a note. We tried to create a rumor with you maybe 6 or 7 years ago. We talked about it with Ari Shavir, and we were making up rumors that you hope just people would automatically assume. And for some reason, I thought you had one with Eric Stoltz. Like, he's your brother. He's your roommate. Like, what was it?
Yeah, we made up one about Eric Stoltz was my roommate in college.
Oh, that's right.
And he and the guy from Dexter. What's the guy from Dexter? The actor?
Yeah, I don't.
Serial killer. That guy. Somehow we all knew each other, and there was a big. I broke up a fight between those two. I think something about that, and it was believable. I don't even know if it was believable. It was. We just riffed on it for a minute, and it lives out there in podcast land. And I'm sure there are people who randomly hit me up on Twitter once a year and say something nasty about Eric Stoltz to me. Like, hey, at John Reap, I can't believe Eric Stoltz did that or whatever.
Yeah,
I kind of forgot what it said.
Yeah, so did I. I can't remember if I'm like, I don't think he said he was his brother, but maybe they got in a fight or they had like the same girlfriend or something.
Right.
But what made me think about it is I watched and I never saw it. I don't know how I never saw it. Something Kind of Wonderful. Is that the name of it? Mm-hmm. With him in it, with the actress from Back to the Future, the mom. That'd be a horrible film.
I don't know what the movie's about. I know both these actors, and I've heard this movie, and I can't tell you anything about it.
So,
Something Kind of Wonderful. Tell me, what is it? What happens in this?
So the movie is Eric Stoltz is kind of dorky, and he wants to date the mom from Back to the Future, and she's dating this 80s douche. Just in every 80s movie, just the douche. Right, he's got the Mustang,
like
totally feathered, perfect hair, and and you know Eric Stoltz's character lived in the weird part of town, and all that girl's friends thought, like, oh my god, how can you even talk to that guy? But he's super good looking in that. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you my hometown, the whole time I'm like, the mom from Back to the Future, I'm like, you would totally date this guy. He's not weird. Right. He actually, he's got cool,
Yes. Right. Like, even, okay, I know your point. In Ugly Betty, all they did to make her ugly was do her hair a certain way and put glasses on her. Yeah. Maybe put fake braces on her teeth. Meanwhile, she was still pretty.
Yeah, and he literally wore like a jean shirt and a white shirt. So if you were to see him now, there is if he was that same exact character, right, and you just throw him in some other movie, you wouldn't be like, did that 80s guy time travel? You would accept him as just exactly what the clothes he's wearing in his hair. The 80s guy had those cool puffy shoulders with the tweet, the thing, and then the low cut, the Miami Vice look, the Don Johnson.
Right.
So that was just the whole movie. Yeah, and then he liked the girl, and she was a drummer, and she always walked around with drumsticks in her. And then he wanted to impress the girl.
Drumsticks in her.
Not in her. But like in her belt, in case there's a jam session just broke out.
Just ready to go. In her back pocket, maybe you meant to say in her back pocket. Yeah.
But no, it was in her belt. So I visually thought almost like you put like a sword, right? Not in her. She didn't walk. Yeah, that was.
Well, I know high school did that, but
And then so they and she's kind of, I guess, geeky or the tough girl, and she has really short hair, so it's not puffy like everyone else's. And they hang out, and he's like, "Hey, I want to get with her," and she's like, "Oh, but she's not one of us." And then they get with each other, and then she likes him, and then he pays her to drive them around in an expensive car, and she has to watch the date the whole time. And then, you know what, spoiler alert, I don't want to wreck it for anybody who didn't see it 35 years ago, but we know who ends up with each other.
Right.
And they don't realize it till the credits are rolling.
Did
but
you just watch this movie recently?
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah. Listen, right now, I have no idea. Remember how long ago Tiger King seemed?
Oh, yeah.
It seems like 1992, right?
Yeah, a long time.
I think.
Well, I watched something heartwarming on Netflix. I don't know where you were going with that.
I didn't have any. I'm done.
Okay, because I didn't want to switch topics if you had another point to make about it.
I'm just surprised I didn't stop you and go, what was I talking about? So good. I made it through whatever that was.
You used to have, speaking of drops, you used to have one called Subject Change.
Oh, that's
Remember
right.
that?
Yeah.
So wrap it up with, so there's some kind of wonderful or whatever it was. And then when you're done, just hit that button and I'll go.
I have one, but I don't know if this is from a past podcast. Hold on.
Heffron and Heffron Subject Change.
They used to have a bunch of them on your, like an app on your iPad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but you can't. Yeah. So
iPad. Anyway, Subject Change.
Subject Change.
I watched something on Netflix because I was pretty much done. There was nothing new to watch. I had watched everything that I wanted to watch, and it was kind of bumming me out. But this other thing came on Netflix, and it's very heartwarming.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Love on the Spectrum. Have you heard of it?
No, but I found a drop. If you want to hear this real quick.
Okay, go ahead. All right.
I got that for both of us. Did you hear it? I'll play it one more time loud for you.
John is rambling again.
Right, that can work for both of
That
us.
would, but I have control of it anyway. So a special kind of what's the song?
Love.
What are we talking about? Songs, movies?
Yeah, I was just telling you something that I watched on Netflix that I thought you might be interested in.
Okay, all right.
I can continue. Or
Yes, okay. You can. Yeah. No.
Okay. It's called Love on the Spectrum.
Okay.
Have you heard of this?
John Reap? I've not heard of it. Please tell me more.
Okay. It's a docu-series. There's 4 or 5 episodes, and it's about people who are on the spectrum. They might have autism, might have Asperger's, they might have epilepsy, but for whatever reason, but they're trying to find a partner, a soulmate, a lover, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, and there's a whole world that exists out there of a sort of like a Tinder for them or a dating service. And so you get to meet these people, and it's so heartwarming because they're so honest.
Right.
People with Asperger's, and there's no filter in them, which is sometimes funny and sometimes sad and sometimes awkward. Like every emotion that you could experience, I experienced watching this. I laughed out loud in the middle of the night when everybody else was trying to sleep, and then I ended up crying on one of them too. Like it's pretty good.
What?
It was in an Australian company made it, and it just got released to Netflix. So there's a lot of Australian accents and English accents, but it's really good. There's two of them on there I fell in love with.
It's a whole series, or is it just one documentary?
Docu-series. There are 4 or 5 episodes. I think you'd really like it. It made me kind of wish that I had a brother with autism or something. It'd be kind of cool to have one. I'm not saying it's a pet, but like it'd be fun to because my mom's older brother was mentally challenged, so I kind of know a little bit vicariously through her what it was like. It's crazy. I think if everyone had someone like that in their lives, they'll be a lot more sympathetic and a lot more empathetic to other human beings.
Calling names and all that. Yeah, because it just...
Yeah.
It just shows you how grateful you have to be for just whatever you got going on in your life, because it could be tweaked by just turn that dial either in any way on anything in your body and your life is that much harder.
Yeah.
You know, I was
I'll tell
at.
you something.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
I was going to say I'm thankful for you because I got this Fago in the mail from you.
Oh, so you got I never got the stuff you sent me, by the way.
So you never got my sun drop?
Nope,
then.
never.
All right, I'm gonna go back and check on that then.
You got Fago or Rock and Rye. That's so good. Have you had it?
I've never heard. No, I've not even opened it. I got it last night.
Is it cold?
I saved it for this moment. It is cold. I got a new cooler. Remember how we talked about coolers?
Yeah,
that one time?
And the one that floats.
Got a brand new Panthers cooler. Just basic, very nice. Anyway, it's cold and I'm ready to drink it.
All right, look, you fire that up. Why so
you have a drop for this?
I don't have John drinks. No, I don't. So
I'll open it.
we on the last we have so much homework assignments that we have not done, but I swear we're gonna get this going. The last episode we talked about mothers or birthday cards that you should give to your mom because she did all. Oh wait, you're drinking the Rock and Rye. Let's go back to that. I wish I had music.
I have two things to tell you. I'm sorry to butt into you.
Okay.
Number one, this Fago is good. I don't even know what flavor this is.
It's Rock and Rye.
It's a cream in there. It's a creamy flavor.
Right.
Maybe it's cherry in there. It's real sugar. I can tell.
Yeah, right. And you're drinking out of a glass bottle?
Yeah, that's what you sent me.
That's what you do. You drink out of a glass bottle. It tastes 100 times different.
I'm gonna be burping this whole show.
Yeah, it's good, but the burps, the Rock and Rye burps, when you re-burp, you're like, yeah, I had Rock and Rye. It kind of reminds you.
Right.
Some burps, you're like, oh, that was anchovy. But those, you go, oh, that's good. So it's like a second little pizzazz.
All right, so listen. We were talking about the birthday card thing, right? That's what you had just brought it up and I interrupted you. A lady, by the way, we have new reviews on iTunes, and one of the reviews talks about what we were talking about, right? So let me read this to you. It's called Get Out of My Head. That's what she named it. And Umbrella is a Parachute's the name of the person. 5 stars. She says, imagine this, a middle-aged woman walking down a sidewalk, laughing at what appears to be nothing when she stops abruptly to blurt out a meaningless stream of consciousness blurb, all the while talking with her hands. That's me listening to Heffern and Reap with my Galaxy buds in my ears. I'm yelling out answers. It's called Birthing Day, not birthday, birthing day. Okay, remember that's what we were talking about. I think on birthdays we should celebrate the mothers.
Yeah, and then
she's saying it's called Birthing Day.
So yeah, because on that, if I urge everybody to go back, re-listen, thumb it up, give reviews. But that was when it was and we said mom should get celebrated, and then I said maybe you as a person should get a card when you were conceived, when your sperm did that sprint, got to the egg. So about 9 or 10 months, whatever the math is. I'm not sure. I have to look at the chart. But whenever you are officially a person, that's when it should be your day, not on your. But is it actually called birthing day, and we've just shortened it to birthday?
According to her, I'm just telling you what this lady wrote. She's saying it's called birthing day in all caps, and then she goes on to say, "And offering tidbits. My next car will outlive me too. At nobody but the startling number of bunnies in the neighborhood. These dudes make me laugh and want to participate. I'm always eager for the next episode. Thanks, Johns. You make a pandemic even pandier, and I appreciate that. Love it. All right, so this is a positive thing. She gave us 5 stars. But I wanted to read that to you because I saw that the other day. I'm like, okay, so maybe it's already called birthing day and we just don't know it. I don't know if it's already a thing.
Or maybe, but on a side note, maybe if we get a couple tens of thousands more people like her, and what we do is we leave an open loop. So we ask a question of each other. Okay, follow me on this, but we don't answer it. And that internally in people's head, all they will think about is the answer, and then they'll think about our show. It's a little manipulative.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Do you know what I mean? It would almost be like this. Oh my God, I was listening to that song today that was like, I wanna zone on in the night. Who sings that song? It's about Africa, and they don't say the answer.
Right. And we never.
And they go, "What? You know that song is like, I'm on the 45.
Right.
But I'm here for you."
Right.
Oh God, who sings that, John? Do you know?
We give different song names.
And then you don't say it.
Right. We either don't say it or we get it wrong, and then they will correct us.
Oh, that's
I think you're right not to say anything, though.
We just won't say. Oh, by the way, I have this too. Hold on. Side note. Nope. This right here.
We heard that.
We got to find this one.
Oh, you the game?
No, I don't. Look how good this intro is.
Sing dry. There's a lot of people who sing way up in a high octave, didn't we? There's the one guy who talks like this, and he sings songs like this. And
that's right.
Yeah. We don't have anything manly.
We don't have any, we don't have anybody low, right?
We need some Barry Whites or some Metallica sounding dudes to come on here. I don't know. Maybe that's not our wheelhouse.
Hey, everybody, this is John Reap, John Heffron. Why don't you just go into your bedroom and pull those sheets down and maybe slide into that bed. Look over at your light and go, should I turn that off now? Just click it. Oh, you dimmed it. Click it one more time. Now it's off. Now look at your feet. Now you got to decide about your socks. You going to leave them on tonight? Or you can take them off? Because you know when you wake up tomorrow, you're going to have one on anyway. Why don't you just take them off?
Take them off.
Yeah, so anyway.
Okay.
Can we have theme podcasts? Like, what if I just love hearing music behind us talking? I don't know why. It just because it sets moods. I think on a couple podcasts, we almost do like themed. Like we do pretend we're more afternoon show on an easy listening station. And right in the whole podcast, we have to stay in that mind frame.
Yeah.
You know, and then we'll do a next podcast where we're just alpha bros. Where we're just, we're just, what up, bruh? Come on. Yeah, right? I can lose 20 pounds for you. Like, we do, like, alpha bro stuff. We just scream, and it's very, telling each other's, man.
I got it, John. We're starting our own new genre of podcasting. It's called mock casting.
Oh, my
and
God.
we're mocking other podcasts, but we don't tell you which ones we're doing. We just do them.
Oh, my God. And this was the wait. No. And this is the moment that the Heffron and Reap show changed. Yeah, do you want to? So and we don't. Oh, you know what's funny? So like how detailed? Because how detailed I'll get, and I just I want to create intros.
We'd have to agree on what we're mocking off air.
And then grab little subtleties. We'll just have to do our own homework. And if there's a little bit of music, we cannot. You want to? But so then we're going to be like all over the place. So if I'm saying we pick a podcast that just talks about motivation and being a hustler and getting your side hustle on. We have to stick with that for the whole 30 minutes and talk about those subjects.
Maybe we just go 5 minutes as a mock cast. You know what I mean? Like within this show, maybe it's a pre-recorded thing, a pre-produced thing that we do called the mock cast within this podcast. Like,
okay. We'll have segments. Yeah.
Segments.
Okay. That's going to be fun.
That way, I couldn't imagine trying to do it for 30 minutes unless we really, really prepared hardcore, which we don't do.
Yeah, like even if we were to mock a political one, I'd be out in like 5 minutes. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even have the improv power to go that route.
Right. Yeah,
but yeah.
No, so this could be a segment. Okay, the mock cast. I like it.
So you were
think of that later.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, and we'll refocus back to what you were saying.
We got 2 more reviews.
Okay,
I can read on
let's hear 'em.
I want to encourage people to write reviews for us because we're just getting back in the swing of things. We don't, so if you want to help our numbers, go on Apple Podcast and rate us 5 stars and give us a review, and I will read your review.
Yeah.
Here's one. It just says great. It's by NE_Elise. 5 stars. Here we go. I have just discovered this podcast via John Heffron's Kid in the Cape podcast and by following on Instagram. Do you know how it feels to sit in a room with really good friends just listening and observing them, and how that alone can be so amusing for you? That's John and John. Their observations, conversations, and storytelling is so much fun for the listener. OMG, I will never tire of hearing John Heffron sing. Their energy together is unmistakable. These 2 are among the best of the best in the comedy world. They are real, relatable, relevant, and just so much fun. Thanks, John and John. Boom. Someone likes your singing, buddy.
I don't know. That's okay.
Think it's real?
I wrote that one. No, I did. Nobody who.
Well, I was going to say, do you happen to know who this person is?
No idea. I don't.
Okay.
For real. Yeah. No one in the history of my life is like my singing. So I don't even like my singing. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I've sat down at this thing. I've played songs. I've recorded because I'm like, my voice is, and then I play it. I'm like, what the?
Oh yeah. I'm saying
it's just so high. It's just like, why are there so many songs? Why to the other side?
Here's one by BTH75, 5 stars. It says number 1 then and number 1 now.
Number 1.
Congrats on your award of being number 1. Owning a website really does pay off. Seriously, wait, I can't be serious. Great show and loves the constant flow from topic to topic and not knowing how you began the conversation. Very real and down to earth. Watch out for the animals in the walls and no need for guests. You guys are the best. All right. So I feel like there was a little bit of a slam in there, but also a compliment at the same time.
But I
think they're just in on the joke.
Yeah, because we are we were rated. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, number 1 podcast in the Podcast Federation.
Yeah,
I have also. I know we're all over the place on this one, but I have an idea for Heffron and Reap that I'm going to tell the listeners about. There's 1 or 2 things I need to figure out, and I just got something for us that people will think about us every night when they go to bed. That's all I'm going to say. We're going to get as intimate with people as people can get without it getting weird.
Gotcha.
That's all I'm saying.
All right.
I talked to you about this idea.
Tell me what it is?
You know what it is, but I'm not going to say it because I'm again leaving open loops. John Reap, not answering things. I've already taken a couple steps even further than the last time we talked, and the people I've talked to went, "Genius idea, bruh," was one of the exact quotes from one of the guys that were going to help me.
Oh,
and then he suggested this. I'm going to say this. Okay, you know what it is, and I'm going to give you clues, right? So think about what I called you about to say, dude, you know what I want to do? This thing about this thing with this thing, okay? Do I have to say it out loud again? I'm looking just through Skype, and I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. It has to do with...
I'm not sure if I'm improvising right now, if there's a conversation I forgot we had.
Just think of not pajamas. Oh,
got it.
Okay.
Never mind. I'm back.
Okay. Thank you.
Great idea.
So, but then somebody goes, you should do very Jodeci boy band where think of what I said and then with the attitude of, hey girl, just every time.
Right.
Hey,
right.
girl.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Right.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah, and we could change those.
They could
once
change
a
those.
week.
Oh, those can be changed all the time.
Yeah.
Because here's what I want to share this.
But wait, now, John, what if we had different pair for different things?
Yeah, it's a whole.
Like we got one for guys, one for girls. Because maybe the guys that are fans of us don't want to wear those.
No, but you'd have
the other.
Yes, and it's one of the most intimate things or intimate connection you could have with your clothes. Like you have some clothing that is just worker bees. And you have other clothing where you're like, I can't wait to get into those because it's a thing. You associate relaxing or the end of the day. It's a thing.
This is true. Yeah. Oh, you had one of the best, most comfortable shirts of all time called Life Uniform.
I just found 2 extra of those, never been worn. Yeah, the Life Uniform ones.
My brother stole it from me because it was so comfortable, and now he wears it. Like it's like that's his PJ shirt, his T-shirt at night.
So
anyway, yeah, great idea. But we don't want to talk about it, or no? We're gonna save it.
I think we almost need to do it because I've had, you know what I mean? Like it's very rip-offable.
On this?
Yeah,
have you looked up stuff already?
It's super easy. It's just a matter of my an art guy doing a thing with a thing, and then it's done.
Right. Well, it's gonna cost me a bunch of money.
I think we can do it just print on demand, and people be into it, and I think people are going to be stuck at home. I don't know if the world's getting back online right quick. I think it might still be a little bit. Right?
Yeah, they're still going to be at home for a while. Yes,
yeah,
totally. The world has changed. Whether or not there's a cure tomorrow, the world has already changed forever. There are going to be a lot of people who are just going to be used to staying at home and now can work from home. Therefore, they will be lounging around more often. Therefore, this idea is fantastic no matter what.
I think people are going to be excited about it. I really think it's going to be fun to do. It's going to be affordable. It's going to be not expensive. It's right. Yeah. There's a couple. I'll let you in on the creative meetings. So there's that. What else were we talking
real
about?
Quick, I thought of another thing with the mock casting that we're going to do.
Yeah.
We could. What else is catching on that I've noticed is this thing where people talk like this and they whisper. And their nails sometimes hit the microphone and they open potato chips. It's like the sound. It's like a soft whisper. It's like whisper porn. Like there are people into whispering. So maybe we could do a mock cast of just whispering,
That could be one. What is this song? No, hold on. I'm trying to find a good song for us right here. I need like a quiet one. No, sorry. Nope, sorry. Hold on, everybody. Okay. Side note. Now I'm going to talk loud for a second. I have something labeled ZN-117-United-17 MP3 or MP3. The next one is WRD2-2_5. I don't. Yeah. It's because when I just get them, like,
why are when things created randomly by your computer, they give them the weirdest, dumbest names? You didn't name that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, but I think.
But your computer will just if you don't save it, it'll name it something stupid like that. Z54_X_3337.
Here's what
that's a picture of mom and dad.
When I listen to podcasts, I actually have a decent water bottle right here. What is this? Water. So you can't hear it, but this what bugs me is when I'm listening and I hear.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Pot should totally be legal.
Dude, that's the whole thing. There are people who love that now. That's like a fetish, dude.
What?
There's a fetish. What you just did, what you hate, there are people who love that. It's a fetish. Like they get off on that kind of stuff.
On slurping?
Mm-hmm. Anything, a potato chip bag opening, squishing of a wet sponge, Like there's all kinds of random stuff.
I watch on Instagram. I follow some. It's sand. They make stuff like, I don't know. It looks like a cake, but it's not a cake. It's just sand that's compressed with different colors. And they take a knife and they put the knife in the sand, and the sound of it cutting is crazy relaxing.
Right. I just saw that video the other day. I thought it was a sponge, but I know what you're saying. It was like really condensed sand. Yeah, like a
and all
green. It was green.
All they do is cut it, though. That's all they do is cut it. What else did we? Should we?
Richie Spielman died. That's pretty sad. Oh yeah, go ahead. Oh no, don't do that. Yeah, let me have some Faygo while you do that.
Yeah.
Get a Faygo drop.
Drink that Faygo. Yeah, drink that.
Oh my gosh. Why is it called Faygo?
That's a good question.
Faygo. I mean,
I can't see it. Yeah. I don't know what the. So, side note, thank you for following along this one. I kind of feel we're all over the place on this one. The 2 podcasts ago, we talked about writing a song called Pontoon. I have so many lyrics. Like, I'll even turn this. It might be a little too soon for this here pond tune. Over the moon, 12 noon, I wrote. Met you at a saloon. But I have this. I have the music. If you would like to hear, that. I have the music. I don't have lyrics to it,
but we know how it's going to sound.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. I'd like to hear it. Do I get any kind of veto powers in this?
100%. 100%.
Okay. All right.
I even side note. I know we're only episode 6 of episode 50, but this is. I wonder how much of a group project we also. I don't know. Make this podcast. I bet you there's a lot of creative people out there that would like to help, and we just showcase everybody's talent, and we come up with stuff, we come up with ideas, and then we let people think. Like I would like to have I would like a poetry book. Maybe we pick a subject, and then people can help, and then they can download that PDF. Let's just create things, not sell anything, but we'll create things and then give it back. But we are selling the one thing I told you about earlier that has something to do with the thing about the thing that we're selling.
That's grandfathered in.
Yeah, the other stuff we can do just to create because it's
Well, do you think they could create a logo, a website?
Website be much, but a logo. I would love a Heffern and Reap.
Why don't someone create a cool logo for us using? Do you want us to be cartoon characters? Do you want just the name Heffern and Reap? Do you want a current headshot of us?
I haven't taken a current headshot. I just looked. The picture that I'm using is so old because I'm still wearing a wedding ring, but it's a good picture, and I've tried to Photoshop my hand out of it. Just because every picture, I'm getting older every day. It's just a fact. And I'm looking at it. So I kind of tend to go back to older pictures. So a cartoon version is always safe. Just because we can fix that.
I just thought of an interesting image since we're both named John. What if it's like 2 heads on one body? It's just our heads are coming out of the same body.
Nightmarish.
That's crazy. Yeah. It has nothing to do with the podcast.
What about 2 porta-johns? What about two? You see those porta-johns? And then just as Heffern and Reap. So it doesn't say it doesn't say John or John.
Together?
Yeah. No, you just see 2 porta-johns closed, and it's just Heffern and Reap. That's it. And you obviously go John.
John, I like that.
Just 2.
I do like
Yeah.
Heffern and Reap.
But no John Heffern, no John Reap, because we spell it different, but it's just Heffern and Reap. And there's just 2 porta things.
Everyone said I've got to go use the John. That's I hate that, but yes. Did you fix your lawnmower?
Or, by the way, if you get caught with a hooker, you're also a John. All these Karens, you're kind of complaining about, oh, my name's ruined because Karen are racist people who kind of freak out. Well, you know what? Johns have had a bad rap for a little bit, too.
We sure have.
Right?
We're either the guy gets caught with a prostitute,
John.
or the guy gets crapped on. Literally.
John.
Yeah.
It's got to stop.
I
got to say, it's got to stop. It's got to stop. You don't refer to him as John.
Let's put our John foot down and make something happen.
Got
right?
to
Hashtag
switch another noun.
Stop the
for
John hate.
Right. It's not fair.
What do you call that? Hashtag.
All right. So here's the song. Right.
Non-Johns.
What'd you say?
That's stupid. I just came to my head. 4 non-Johns.
I know. That's what I've heard. What's going on? I said, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah. What's going on? You know what song I heard the other day?
Stop making fun of John.
That's okay. Somebody who can write a parody to that. Here's the song that here's so far. Okay, it's got a slow intro because remember we were going to do a Sam Hunt-ish type of sing rap, so you kind of talk a little and then to the chorus. So kind of keep that in mind, even though we don't have the lyrics. And this is about a pond. It's a pontoon was what we're doing. In my image, or what I was thinking, is a pontoon boat that is docked. It's too crappy to even be in the water. And everybody uses that pontoon as a deck. Like when you're drinking, you go and you sit on that pontoon and you don't actually ever take it to the water.
Correct.
That's just
right.
Mentally.
Get that in your head, people.
Okay. So then there's, I have to, you have to listen closer because I can't blow out the ears with this, but.
Right. I'm going to shut my eyes.
Okay.
So shut my eyes.
Okay. Here we go. Oh.
This is where we talk over the build-up.
Okay,
Every now and then, you just can't take that boat to the water. Okay.
It's going to kick in here, but right? We're not to the chorus yet. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Wow. It does have a nice feel to it. I was trying to, in my head, you had went New Kids on the Block too much. But this is better than I thought. So
anyway, it was very Brad Paisley last time for everything-ish.
Right.
Like that was the motivation between them.
Yeah.
So, that's a good song.
You think we could start a segment where you and I bug the celebrities that we know, and we show, maybe we do it on the podcast where it's like, okay, it's your turn to call Brad Paisley and see if he answers, or it's your turn to ask Brad Paisley for a favor. I mean, we both have his number, I'm sure, or his email.
He isn't. By the way, you guys can watch that still. That's still on Netflix if you haven't seen it.
I can't believe it. When did they take stuff off?
It's the Brad Paisley, what was it, Comedy Rodeo?
Brad Paisley Comedy Rodeo.
No, he talked to me that. Yeah, he talked to me that first after the show. He said, super nice job. But remember the first day that I met him when we were at Brad Paisley's house? You had to tell me, you're like, dude, you're fine. He does this with like,
right.
Or like, I we had we super nice guy. So side note, but we went to his house. It was me. We were shooting a thing for Netflix. Went to Brad Paisley's house, which, no, we went to his burner house. He's got a house that I think people are allowed to come over to. That's really was like, and then his house was a little, it was
hilarious because I remember we all had to get into like a big SUV town car type thing, and we're driving outside of Nashville. It's this windy road. Now we get onto an estate, and you can tell it's like a private paved driveway that's still windy and is going a while. We're like, well, okay, man, of course, that's what it's going to be. And we pull up to a house and we get out and I'm like, oh, wow, this is not what I thought. Wow, what a humble guy. Like he's still like down home. He didn't get too highfalutin. Got him a nice regular looking ranch house. We went inside. It's a beautiful house.
Yeah.
Then we go out to the deck where there's a bar that he built and we're all like brainstorming it. And at some point, someone said, like, well, this is great. So I forgot how we asked the question about your house. He goes, oh, no. This is like my studio / I put a store stuff here. Yeah. My real house is over there.
Yeah.
I didn't get near that one.
No, yeah. We were in his bar was like all shipped in from Ireland and stuff. And remember he was pouring Guinness for everybody. But I don't know what I did. Maybe people just have energy. I was like, this dude is not into me. Not, like I forgot. I think whatever we were talking about, he kind of made fun of me a little, but I don't know if he was really, but I didn't know if he was making fun of me or being a dick. Like I couldn't tell the difference. Right. So then I started to shut up or something.
I wonder what it was.
Well, I know at the exact moment. So he goes, you need intro songs. Because for the special, they had, he would sing a song. And the special was weird in a sense. I mean, it was good, but weird in the sense of he would sing a song, a comic would come out and interrupt him while he was singing the song, and then he'd walk off stage, and then the comic would then perform. The first audience... One of his songs. And the first audience that night in Nashville had no idea, the very first audience, we shot 2 shows, the first audience had no idea that it was a comedy show. So he's singing one of his songs, and Nate comes out, and walks over to him, and the crowd was like, who's this random guy? Yeah. And then
why did that man stop Brad Paisley from singing?
Yeah. And then Nate had to perform, and then I think I was out next. But before we came up with that, we had to figure out what song, and then that was the lead in. And I did my homework, and I go, oh, I want to come up to I'm Still a Guy. And I go, the lyrics, and then I said part of the lyrics, that part. I don't even know it now.
But you were
hanging on the wall, and he goes, somebody's happy to be here, or something like that. Do you remember? Right. Where I go, okay, dude, I did my homework, or I could have came in and went, I don't know any of your song. Do you know any Run DMC? Like, I thought it was.
Kind of blamed you for being prepared.
A little, but he wasn't but yeah. So then it shut me down for the rest of the night, though.
Yeah, that's too bad.
But you and Sarah,
I thought a dick. I think it was just.
Oh yeah,
it was like a tension cutter. It was like we're all just trying to get to know each other. Like an icebreaker. Someone's gonna bust somebody's balls to get this ball rolling.
Yeah. And then he was super cool. Then at the show, he's like, "Hey, really funny." So I'm saying I don't know him. I never talked to him after we left that day.
Let's see.
Yeah,
but you probably have other celebrities' phone numbers.
Debbie Gibson told me she doesn't have time for a podcast. I don't know who the most famous person you can get on.
Wait, me? You?
No, I'm just saying if we had a contest, the most like whatever that would be. Like if we had to bring a guest, I don't know anymore. I've stopped calling people.
I have to get past Brad Paisley. He's very famous.
I can get maybe Eliza Schlesinger. My dad Fana.
She's been on the podcast a long time ago. The third time we did it. I just thought of something, John.
Okay.
I'm sorry, dude. You're rubbing off on me with my ADD is like kicking in right now.
Okay.
And how long are we going way too long, I think.
Is rambling again.
All right, you can have the last thought. You can have the last thought.
No. And I did this the other day. So my buddies get together every Thursday on a Zoom.
Okay.
Like a little, they have their own Zoom room. They get together, they pop up, and they chat for 30 or 40 minutes, and they have drinks and blah, blah, blah. But I have one friend who doesn't always get along with those other friends.
Mm-hmm.
right? And he's like, dude, we need to catch up. So I was like, oh, I got a funny joke I'm going to do. I invited that friend to the other friend's Zoom and didn't tell him. I didn't tell either party that other people were going to be in this Zoom. That
parent trapped them. Your parent Zoomed them. Yeah.
So I think that's something funny we could do to people. Like if you know somebody who hates somebody else, but you got both their numbers and you invite them both to the same Zoom party, and then you just sit back and start laughing and watch their reaction. Could you like the idea?
No, I did that because they would see each other. What are you doing here? Almost. Yeah.
Right. No, but if you let's just say, for example, you knew Danny Bonaducci's number, and you know that he hated
Donny Osmond. I went with Danny. Side note: I went to with Danny Bonaducci to get in a fight with Donny Osmond at a mall. 100%. We thought that was going to go down. We went to a mall, and the mall security at 12 Oaks surrounded us because they thought Danny was going to punch them because they got in a fight before, but Danny was just doing it to get people, then he hugged them because he was in that Technicolor dream jacket, whatever.
Hilarious.
Whatever that was.
That's hilarious. At some point, you got to tell that whole story. Okay. I feel like we've gone on too long for this.
Let's end this. Let's. You know what I mean? Let me.
You guys check out Kid with the Cape, John Heffron's podcast, Kid with the Cape,
which I got to do. I need some. Let's get some ending music here.
John Heffron's book too that you guys should check out. Holding Deal.
The Holding Deal on Amazon. You could do that. What else? Comedian John Heffron on Instagram. I got sucky numbers. I never post any pictures. I got to start. Do you have those little libraries at your in your neighborhood where those people have those like libraries where people can just take books out of their front yard?
Yeah, we have a little small library.
Not a library, but they have them in their yards. They almost look like birdhouses, a little bit bigger, and people put library books. Used books.
We don't have that. We don't do much books here.
All right.
I'm kidding, but I know what you're talking about. Continue your thought.
I want to take some of my books and put cash in them and hide them in those. And if anybody ever finds my book, then I also bought them lunch at McDonald's with the $5 I put in there and put a little thank you.
Hunt.
Yeah.
Scavenger hunt.
I think it's something we should do.
That's a great idea.
We have so many ideas.
I would do that.
I say we just keep thinking of ideas and never doing any of them. How about that?
I think that's a great idea.
All right, perfect. All right, John Reed.
Go check out Country-ish podcast while you're at it. Countryishpodcast.com.
I don't have any country-ish swag as I see you with the country-ish hat, by the way.
I got a hat.
I just fixed the deck on a riding lawnmower. Me and my dad, we pulled it off. We looked at stuff. I moved straw. I got the twangy. I pulled this thing out. It was a thing. You had to stick another thing in there and just go. And then my dad took it out. I was like, "Put this in your pocket. Don't lose it." And then I put it in there just like when I was 9 and had to hold the flashlight. It was a good day.
And you got it fixed. I bet you felt like a man and you felt good about yourself and you can't wait to mow the grass more. Sense of accomplishment. That's country.
All right.
I'm country-ish because I don't do that stuff. I'm the ish.
All right, everybody. If you're listening to this, I already cut you off, John. Stay well. It's a weird world, but embrace it however you can. I don't know what that means. We'll get through this.
Yeah, don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share this podcast. Share, rate.
Share your love for other human beings. Okay? It's not always about our podcast, John Reed.
Since you love the Heffron and Reap show, please go to iTunes and let them know. Rank the show and leave a comment. We don't care what you write, They, Heffron and Reap, have low self-esteem. So please validate them by ranking them and making them seen. So no matter what you do, rank Heffron and Reap.